Last year I worked in a supermarket and I just wanted to die with boredom, and here's a couple of things that I did with that time. So what I noticed was that all of the names of each of the clothing was in Spanish. So I thought, well, what a great opportunity to learn Spanish. So suddenly I was just like in the back, like looking at socks and going, okay, calcetines, looking at like underwear and like t-shirts and everything. I can't get a tie and be like, oh, una corbata. So I know all these random words for like clothing in Spanish. So that's really useful. I definitely think that's a worthwhile thing to learn. Another one was moving one item from one end of the shop to the other. So I'd go to say like the far end of the clothing area, so like the children's section, and I'd like take a random like t-shirt, and then I would walk along all the way to say like homeware and just drop it there. And then at the end of the day, I'd be like, how did this t-shirt get there? And if it was still there, I would win, and if it wasn't still there, I'd lose. One thing that always used to get me through my day was the customers, because I fucking hated them on the whole. They were just awful. Like, there was one guy who had clearly shat his trousers, like genuinely 100%, shat his pants. There was a lot of old women, quite a lot fancy to me. Like, there was one old woman, and she was like, ooh, a fine lad like you must have a girlfriend, or are you married? And I was like, what? No, I'm not married. She's like, I'd marry you if I were a bit younger. But I slapped the old woman, threw her to the floor and said, stop objectifying me. There was another woman, and she says, are you going to go to university? I don't know, I'm just on a year off. And she said, you should go to university. You shouldn't waste your life in a supermarket. What makes you think that I intend to work in a supermarket all my life? I'm just getting a bit of money. And she was like, good, because you need to earn money so you can support your wife. And I was like, hang on, that's not what... Why? So many issues, so problematic, woman. Another thing, because I was working in a supermarket in like a small town, there were a lot of farmers who would come into the town and they'd be like, excuse me, laddie, have you got any socks for the wellies? Also, it was quite funny was when these customers would go up to you and be like, you're about the same size as my grandson, can I use you as a model? And she'd be like, I've just got like a big pile of clothing for you to try on, I just want you to try them on and I just want to see if they look good or not. Literally, that's what I did. I was being paid just to try on quite disgusting jumpers, and then after every time she'd be like, what do you think? And of course I'm working there, but like I can't be like, I love everything, because most of it's shit.